Hey everybody, welcome back to Devlog number 3 for my upcoming attack combat helicopter simulator game. I'm going to have to probably get that pitch down a little bit better going forward. A little bit of an update for you. I've been working on the HUD, the heads-up display. A HUD is a sort of transparent projection, usually in an aircraft cockpit like for the pilot, that will take all the flight information that is available and put it right in front of you. So you don't have to look down at your instruments down below. This allows you to keep your eyes outside the aircraft rather than continuing to look back and forth between down and up. As the graphic shows, there's often additional information because you might have like, where's the target? Where's my waypoints? What weapons do I have currently online and are they locked on? A HUD is very important and I want to make sure that it feels really natural and useful. I am not necessarily looking for it to be a perfect representation of an Apache HUD. And I think you'll find that I sometimes will trade realisticness for being more fun and just enjoyable to fly, and the HUD is one of those things. So the first thing you'll notice here is I do have a heads-up display. It's these kind of like green lines that are showing up in the middle of the screen. It's not done yet, but I have made some progress. I have this crosshair in the middle. It also corresponds to like a horizon thing. If I kind of roll back and left and right, you can see the horizon kind of turning with it. And this took some math. I needed to be able to project onto the screen based on the pitch and roll of the aircraft. So I did some math. And what's cool about it is there's a horizon line, but there's also the pitch ladder. So as I go down, you can see that it's like 30%, 20%, 10%. And there's these little like lines on the edges that show what the direction is to the horizon. And right now it might seem like, well, what's the big deal? Like as I go up, you can see they point down, and when I go down, you can see that they point up. Well, what's the big deal? Like, you know where the horizon is. You can just kind of look around and see the horizon. Yes, that's true. However, when you're flying at night and it's dark and you can't see what's going on, that artificial horizon is actually quite useful. Adding that was a bit of a trick, but it was really fun. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. On the left-hand side, you'll see a knots, KTS, knots. That is not kilometers, that is knots. And so a knot is around, I think, 1.1 miles per hour. Why are we using knots rather than miles per hour or kilometers per hour? Well, knots happen to correspond really well to, I guess, degrees latitude or something like that. I don't know. It's what they use in the real Apache though, so that's what we use. It kind of like scrolls up and down. That took quite a while to get that to work the way it needed to. It's looking pretty cool. On the right-hand side, you will see the altitude in feet. So if I head down, it's plummeting down to a lower altitude. In fact, if I come down for a landing, let me kind of slow down here and land. I'm at 0 feet and it kind of comes up from there. Same thing with the speed on the left-hand side. By the way, if I go backwards, you'll see that the speed actually increases as I'm going backwards as well. So it shows you like your absolute speed instead of just forward speed. And on the top, you'll also see a heading indicator, and I can just kind of spin all the way around. And again, this took, I do have a little more tweaking to do. I think the numbers aren't quite lined up with the tick marks there, but we're getting close, and you can see that it goes 359 back to 0. Actually, it looks like there's a brief 360. I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I'll have to play with that. I don't know why it's going to 360. Debugging in the devlog. That's what I do. There's something about this that just really feels good. It makes it feel like you're in a real aircraft. I need to think also about, you know, how wide it is. If I want it to be really kind of like right in front of your face like this, or if I want it to be wider and kind of showing across your whole screen. And also like whether it follows you to the left and the right as you kind of look around, and things like, what if you jump outside the helicopter? Should we still show the HUD? That will probably be something that I'd imagine I kind of leave that to the pilot. They can turn on and off the HUD as they want to. maybe just an H button. You hit H, turns it on and off. That seems pretty straightforward. But for right now, it just shows up all the time. And yeah, there it is. Lots of other things I need to do with it. Things like fuel and damage and, maybe controls like your collective and cyclic and whatnot. The ability to target, navigation. I don't know. You give me some ideas. Throw some ideas in chat. What would you want to see on an Apache HUD heads-up display? I also added another kind of interesting feature. When this map is gigantic, it's not going to be a big deal, but you can see that approaching map boundary. So it kind of notices that you're getting close to the map boundary, and if you get too close, you see how it just turned me? It just like turns it around and kind of like forces you back in. I want there to be a little bit of a consequence if you try to go outside the map boundaries. Of course, I am going to show like the map isn't going to just end like it does here. It will continue off into the distance, just probably kind of flat, or maybe I'll throw some mountains out there or something. But the main thing is, if you go outside the map boundary, there is some code that will force you to come right back in and keep you in the kind of center part of the map. The map's going to be big. I mean, I'm going to make it probably 50 kilometers by 50 kilometers, something like that. Anyway, that is the devlog for now. I have plenty more to do. I'm not going anywhere though. Please do hit that subscribe button. Click like. I do like that. And man, if you leave a comment, I read them all. I'm very motivated by them all. You all are awesome. Really appreciate it. I'll see you all next time.